Salut mine comrades. I needed to check a new sound setup, and I wanted to play a bit of Stonehearth anyway, so I'm gonna mess around in this for a bit. And you can join me along for the ride if you like. I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna randomize my roster a couple times, get some decent citizens. It might take a while though. Fuck, that was one. Oh well. Okay, so this is what I've settled on. I got a really good crafter and a pretty okay crafter. A warrior. I could go with a body of 6, but I'm not going to roll it for that long. And spirit affects morale. Another okay crafter I lucked out with. Actually, I lucked out with a couple okay crafters. But I got a gardener here that I rolled a couple times. Geoff Karn. We'll start with the food for days 1. It seems the most useful to me. And this is going to really take a while because I'm really finicky about my starts. Plus the game takes a bit to load. This doesn't look bad though. I actually really like this area up here. Yeah, there's a lake that's surrounded by mountains. It says we don't have a lot of good minerals. If I move close to the mountains, will that change? Yes. And we'll get more trees. But we'll lose the top of the cliff, and it'll be a weird spot where the map just sort of ends. Maybe if I bring it inward. There we go. That looks good. We'll tone it back again to get rid of that green on the other side. Not a lot of minerals according to this, but I don't know how trustworthy this system is. Let's go. So, we want to start pretty much dead center. Yeah, like right here would be good. Close to the lake, within the plains. Plenty of flax around. Berry bushes. Yep, this is a good spot. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I'm tempted to put it right there just to keep the terrain, but I actually don't need to go that far away from the water. I'll set our village center right there. Even that's probably too far for the plan I've got. Now to come up with a name. Christ. It's wrong, but that's literally the first thing that popped into my head once I said it. Let me see if I can come up with something less dark. We don't have a waterfall, so it doesn't make sense, but it's a lot better than my first name I came up with. And pause. Okay, well, first thing I want you to do is gather up all the berry bushes. Pretty much if it's within our initial starting area, we want it. Yeah, and we'll kill the trees as well. That's going to be a whole lot of wood collecting that I actually don't want to queue up right now. I do want them to focus on other things. I don't think there's anything else we really need. Tell them to get the berries. We have a lot of berry bushes. That's nice. So, first things first, we need a house. Not gonna think too hard about this. Okay, the first thing we actually need is a stockpile. I'm thinking right here. Do it like that. There we go. And I guess we'll just set up our house right next to it. Start with the floor. Give it a couple spaces next to everything. And we want about an 8x10, I think is the smallest size you really want these things. Right, I forgot. We can't make buildings until we get a carpenter. And we can't get a carpenter until we do something. We have to go through this screen. Not you, ass. Level 6 over here. There we go. And he needs to pick it up before he actually becomes a carpenter. There he goes. One last thing we need to do is actually tell him to make his workbench. There we go. We got our stockpile, which actually changed the shade of the ground. And we should have everything we need to continue building this. There we go. Now that we have a carpenter, he can actually make the door. I don't have a problem with it going here. We'll get him a nice little bed. About right there. And, I think you're supposed to put tables, like, in people's houses, but that leads to weird situations where, like, people are eating inside houses that they don't live in. So I'm just gonna make, like, a communal dining hall at some point. And in the meanwhile, just build a table and a chair and put it out in the middle of the open. We'll get a thatched roof on here. Let's see. We're going the wrong direction, friend. Yeah, that looks nice. And we'll have the first house for our first villager. I suppose it's more efficient to, excuse me, put 2 villagers in one house. But I mean, like, can't be that much more efficient. And they do get negative thoughts, so eventually you want to get a house for every villager. I think that's literally all we need. I don't even think they need a wooden dresser. I don't know how in-depth the game is at this point. It's still heavily in development. Okay, they'll get started on that. And I'm probably jumping the gun here a bit, but I want a farmer. Because you had the gardening thing, right? I'm just gonna let him mill about for a while. Yay. Right, he's not gonna start actually working on the stuff until I put his thing down. And that requires this button. Might as well just put it right next to the stockpile. That'll work. About right there. And then we'll queue up a couple other things. Wooden chair and table. Not at all like a raven. It's a reference to something. I don't know if that actually improves healthiness. Or what it does. They're making pretty good progress on this house. Oh, you know what? I could have put windows on this thing, but I didn't. Oh well. See, I know I was forgetting something. A Lot Dwarf Fortress, we have to actually assign the bed to someone. Which I imagine is tedious once you get up to 50 citizens. That's another thing I didn't mention. I hope having these all set to fold isn't too much of a strain on my computer. It really shouldn't be. We'll give this house a window. Hope it's not too high. Don't think I forgot anything. Of course, I probably put them too close together now that I think about it. I thought 3 spaces would be enough, but they might get stuck trying to build right here. The fire is lit as night falls. Is that a raccoon? Oh, it's a squirrel, I bet. Moves like a squirrel, not like a raccoon. Raccoons are a lot fatter. The tail confused me. It might be a weasel. Or a kitty. Oh, I bet. You can click on them. It is a raccoon. Really? Huh. Something's wrong with this house. I have yet to discern what the exclamation point means, but I've seen it pop up a couple of times. Particularly when work freezes. But I mean, the work isn't frozen, so I don't know what's going on with that. Our second house is done already. We'll get our carpenter set up in his own house. In fact, I should probably do that now. Just sort of eyeballing it here. I don't want to, like, be super anal about 1, 2, 3. We'll say 8's about right there. That's enough, far enough from the town square. And it looks like the 10's going to be the neater one. Oh, wait. Undo that. It's about right here. We'll make this a 10 by 10. Does that look weird? Not really. I'll scoot you over just a bit and make it an 11 by, that's 10. So we want to drop it in by 1 and bump this up to 11. That should be plenty of room for what I want to do. What I want is to put the carpenter's table in here and then make this his house. Not sure if it'll let me though. Yeah, no. Oh no, we can. First thing's the door. That actually looks centered. So for the sake of looking nice and being aesthetic, we'll say right there works. Bed not too far off. And then a dresser. And off the off chance that this actually does something, we'll give him a nicer house. I guess a wooden chair. Yeah, something like that. I did make it much larger than I needed to. I didn't factor in the fact that I'm no longer including tables and the like in the general design. But this looks good. I don't know how much there's an arrow in front of all the furniture. I imagine 2 squares is plenty. Damn it. Can't forget. There's always a step you forget and you end up leaving houses without roofs. I forgot to change the color on this one, so it's going to be an exact duplicate of that one. Unless I give it a stone roof, but that doesn't really make sense for a carpenter. That looks fine though. We'll put a sign on it. That is the carpenter sign, right? No, it's not. God damn it. There you go. There you go. You can add gardens. I don't see the carpenter is really the gardening type, though. Instead, some lamps. Wouldn't mind putting lamps on all the buildings, actually. Windows, that's what I'm forgetting. That looks to be about the right height. And since we can, we'll put double windows in. Walls. That's one thing I didn't consider. Yeah, I'm not really going to have room for windows on the front. I don't imagine myself putting a wall of another house right here, right in front of the other ones. So we'll put some side windows in. Big do I want them, though? Say there and there. Yeah, we're done here. Someone's finally going to get rid of this trip. Well, I guess they don't really get rid of the whole tree, they just sort of take a chunk out of it. That's really odd. Daytime already. What is that? Oh, it's the bunny statue. A merchant. We have nothing to sell, though. Oh, we have flowers and food. Let's wait for the day to tick over. Not enough net worth. Do have twice as much. Ah, damn it. Once you dismiss the merchant, you can't bring him back up. Unless, maybe we can. No, he's gone for good. It's a really dumb system, but okay. Work in progress game. They left some wood on top of the wall, and it's gonna bug me. But I want to do this, because I can't build a ladder up there. Oh, yes I can. Good. If we're gonna build another one in there, really no reason for me to have this. In fact, if I can get to it fast enough, I can stop queuing up the second one to be made. Yeah. Trash that. We don't need it. He made one of the tables, so put that down. But he didn't make the chair to go with it yet. Oh, our stuff's back. Not the berries, though. Some of the berries. Oh, they're sleeping. Most of them are, anyway, on the ground. And the rest are continuing, probably for lack of wood. If someone wants to cut this tree down. Oh, they got that wood from up there, so I guess I can get rid of this. Gonna queue up our first farm here. What are you doing? I don't even know what to put there yet. There you go. Put it near the water, so it'll get lost to moisture. That's not actually a thing in this game. You can put them wherever you want, but it makes sense in my head. Did you? You did put that down. Good. And you built a chair, so now people have a place where they can eat. I placed it wrong. Stop. Cancel. Damn it. For whatever reason, the rotate button is an R, and I can't remember that, so I keep activating the alarm, because for some reason that is R. There. Well, that didn't really do much, did it? Whatever, they have a place to eat now. And you've planted it. You haven't planted anything, but you got the fallow done. Oh good, already someone's enjoying their meal. I'm not sure if they can share tables. You there, what are your thoughts? Slept on ground, yeah, my meal was raw, okay. Had an unpleasant talk, and ate a tasty meal. A tasty raw meal. Huh, we just need to get the windows banged out. And we'll be golden. One thing about this game is that time just flies while you're playing it. Like, you'll get 3 houses set up in a farm, and then you'll look down and realize it's already been nearly 40 minutes. So, that's gonna do it. Thank you for joining me, comrades.